Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Wednesday, the 14th day of August, 2024. It is Wednesday of the 19th week of the year, the 19th week in Ordinary Time. It is the memorial of St. Maximillian Kolbe, the conventual Franciscan who gave his life at Auschwitz so that he could save the life of a Jewish man whose name I forget, unfortunately. He was a great proponent of the Blessed Virgin Mary, a great person who believed in the power of Mary in our lives, and so again gave his life to be able to save the life of another. It is also, more importantly, opening day here at the Franciscan School. It is morning carpool as we come together again for another academic year. Here our 24-25 academic year, and it is also the 25th anniversary of our beloved school, the Franciscan School. So as we begin another beautiful academic year, we celebrate all the things that the Franciscan School has done to contribute to wisdom, to knowledge, to understanding of beauty, to the understanding of the worth of the human person, our dignity and our value, all under the auspices of St. Francis and St. Clare. So our readings for today, there are special readings for St. Maximilian, but we'll have the readings for today, which again we continue with Ezekiel. And in Ezekiel, we have a very Franciscan moment in the reading of the gospel of the book of the prophet Ezekiel. So what has happened is that the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar has kind of taken over Jerusalem and has created basically a puppet government there. And in that puppet government, basically some of the Jewish people have decided to align themselves with Babylonia and its customs and its culture, and thereby basically kind of losing sense of themselves as chosen people of God. And so here is where, again, God takes a tad bit of a vengeful tone within all of this. And he basically tells one of these great mythical figures, one of these great mythical peoples, to basically mark those who are true children of Israel with what will be known as a tau. Again, that great symbol that St. Francis uses. It is the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It can be equivalent to the last letter of the Greek alphabet. It is kind of like a T. It's basically a T. And it is a symbol for the cross in some Christian traditions and what have you, but for Francis it was a symbol of the cross. And to sign people with this tau, sometimes it's an X, sometimes it's a T, but the idea of the tau is that these are the people who continue to remain faithful to God, who will not suffer the worst punishments, which God wants to have is basically to kill everybody who is siding with the Babylonians. Again, it's a not great picture of God. But the understanding of this tau as marking chosenness, as marking the ability not to forget our relationship with God, our connection to God. Again, St. Francis begins to use that, and St. Francis takes that on as sort of a mark of faithfulness, to be able not just to apply to a partial people or just a segment of the population, but to bring all people back to God, as was his mission in the Middle Ages. Those who had lost their way, those who had fallen apart, to bring it back, to help the world remember again its connectedness to God, its connectedness to one another. It's what we try to do here at the Franciscan School. Again, is constantly to remind people of that, and of our chosenness, and of our beauty as being part of the life of God. In Matthew's Gospel, we have this great experience of forgiveness and reconciliation, but again, that comes with a seriousness to it. So again, if you can't reconcile with somebody, bring somebody to help you reconcile with them, to bring them back to the community. If they still refuse to listen, then basically you have to treat them as if they're not part of the community anymore. Now, again, this is Matthew's Gospel. He is kind of trying to create sort of a bit of division between Judaism as it was prior to Christianity and now Jewish Christianity that will move more fully into Christianity. Again, a God who doesn't want to throw people out, but again, the seriousness of wanting to be reconciled, the seriousness of wanting to listen to our challenges and to grow from them, and to help ourselves become the people that God intends us to be. This is something that is serious business, and something that we can, if we cannot help each other to do that, then perhaps there needs to be a break. There needs to be a time in which people need to remember who and what they are, to come back to the community once again. It is not about throwing people out. It's not about keeping people outside of outside of what truly matters, but it's helping us realize that when we are part of this community, we are part of something important, something that matters, something that God knows is important, and what God wants to make sure continues to flourish in our lives. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God, a glorious opening day to our Franciscan School here in Raleigh. May the Lord give you his peace.